So you've picked out a stunning Squarespace website template and you're wondering how to make it look and feel like you and your business. I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like to bring a website template to life using the Mangrove template from our Launch Out Loud shop. I personally, Michelle, did my website recently and I used the Mangrove template to really shortcut the process and to help me make my website feel really unique and stylish, but also make sure that I kept all the strategic parts in place, because when you're in the weeds designing, it can be really easy to forget what you need as a business as well. And I love that these templates include not just the strategy, not just the design, but really make it easy to combine both. So we're going to show you in this video what it looks like. I'm going to show you side by side the Mangrove template as it comes from the shop, and then my own website that I've used the template to design and build out. So you can see what it looks like in action and hopefully inspire you that it really isn't that hard to take these templates, tweak them, and get them launched and live in just a few hours. This overall took me about a week and a bit to put together, from A to Z, like getting the template in my inbox to hitting publish. And most of that time was figuring out my copy. So if you've got your copy, you've got your photos, the design process is really super quick. And the great thing with our templates, included in every full website template from the Launch Out Loud shop, we include the Site School course, which walks you through all the technical pieces behind the scenes to put these website templates together and actually launch your website without getting bogged down in all the techie details. So I won't get too bogged down in that stuff right now. In this video, I'm just going to show you what it looks like to bring one of these templates to life, rebrand it, make it look like you, and how you can customize and tweak things to fit your unique business and brand. So let me take you on a tour of the Mangrove template and of my website that has been built using the Mangrove template, but applying my own brand and pictures and everything to make it really customized. I hope this is a great example for you of what it might look like when you use the template and just how customizable these templates really are. So here we are on the home page. This is the Mangrove template. There's some really beautiful graphics and images here, but also lots of space for you to add your own personality and kind of different pieces of your business, like testimonials, your freebies, callouts. There's a section for your blog, which is really great if you're using SEO as a main traffic source for your business. And then a beautiful footer. I'm going to hop over and show you what my website looks like now. So you might find that top section familiar. That's very much using the same template. I've actually used the offers section from the alternate homepage design from Mangrove. So you'll see that my layout is a little bit different. So here is the alternate homepage included in the Mangrove template, and you'll scroll down and see that that layout that I showed you on my website is really familiar to this alternate homepage layout. There's also lovely alternate versions for your different testimonial sections, your about section, and your freebie section, which you'll notice on my website when I show you in just a sec. There's also a lovely layout for the blog and a last call to action. So let's hop back to my homepage. Again, we recognize that offers section here. Then I have my about section, which is pulled from that main template page, the main homepage. Then I've borrowed inspiration from the alternate homepage's call to action, the sort of freebie opt-in section here. Then I've used the blog section actually for my podcast. I'm working on building out my podcast as an actual blog in Squarespace so I could have individual posts for each episode, but I don't have that at the moment. So this is a great kind of compromise to still have that section, still include some main episodes, and then just give that call to action here to tune in for people who want to listen. And then my footer I've actually changed up. I've customized that to fit my brand, but that's the nice thing. These templates are very flexible. You can really make them fit you and your business. Let's look at another page. Why don't we jump to the About page now? So here we are on the Mangrove template About page, some really fun sections here that I found to be really helpful as I wrote the copy for my About page too, particularly the section with the fast facts, some kind of interesting bits about you and your business, this lovely kind of call out section here, and then a section to talk about your different offers, which I think is such a smart addition to an About page. And then of course, a call to action to get your free guide, to get people onto your email list as well before heading to the footer. So let's hop over to my About page and I'll show you what mine looks like. So here I have kept that same top section, just swapped it out for images that fit my brand. I have my little About Me section here with the logo section. I moved the highlight reel up. I think that's just a really lovely introduction piece. And then I have my sort of values here instead of just fun facts. I thought this was such a great way to spotlight sort of things that are important to you as a business owner. Then I have my offers section and a simple call to action. I actually decided to have both a call to action to visit my shop and then also an invitation to join my email list on this page. So there's definitely flexibility, and a great part of using the Squarespace templates is you can actually save sections and then add them into any page you want. So once you've designed a section like these call to actions, you can actually just use them on every page. You can literally kind of copy paste them into the pages you want, so you don't have to keep redesigning them over and over. So that made it super easy to make this feel really cohesive and really on brand. So here we are on the offers overview page. This is a really helpful page to have so that people can get an overview of all the different things you have available for sale. So here, this is basically a place to direct you out to different sales pages, scheduling pages. This page feels like it's more designed for a service provider, but I actually think it was really easy to adapt to people who sell courses and templates and things like that. So we've got all of that, and then there was this call to action for the discovery page, and I'll show you what I did on mine because I don't offer discovery calls. I don't offer sort of done-for-you services in that way. So here is my Work With Me page. This is, again, very much the template in action, and I have call-outs for my different offers. I have a sort of live sprint, my shop, and then a program. Still use that testimonial section here, and then again, I just used a simple call to action to join, visit my shop, but used inspiration from the template from this book a free discovery call, and it was really easy to just swap that out. If you have a blog, the Mangrove template comes with this really beautiful blog page, obviously great to show off your blog posts, and then a section with the call to action to get your guide to get people onto your email list. I basically just copy-pasted this template. I didn't adapt it much other than adding my own graphics and adding in my own blog posts. I used the same logic of not having like a Pinterest-ready cover for my blogs, and instead, inspired by the Mangrove template, just put really on-brand pictures. And then because my main sort of freebie is just to join my newsletter, I have that section at the bottom there. The Mangrove Templates podcast page is maybe one of my favorites. I absolutely love this section here with the different places to listen, the popular podcast episodes, and then browsing the library. I think it's so beautiful. I am aspiring to building out my podcast page like this. The only hiccup is that I hadn't created separate blog posts for each of my podcast episodes yet. So the nice thing is I was able to take what I can, use the pages sort of as they are, and then I can add in all these sort of beautiful elements because I've made a copy of the podcast page on my own website, and I know I can come back in and add more and fully flesh out this template once I have the sort of back end of my podcast ready. So that is the Mangrove template podcast page. Let me show you what mine looks like. So I told you I love this section. So I actually made this the top section on my podcast page. I think it's really eye-catching, really interesting to look at. I then have just like a little intro to my podcast and a testimonial from a listener. And then I, as I mentioned, haven't set up my episodes as individual blog posts or anything, so I just used the embed from where I host my podcasts, which is Hello Audio. I just used the embed so that people could listen right here. I definitely aspire to moving them over to the blog post format so I can make full use of the template and really display them properly, but I think it's a good enough compromise for now. And then finished it up with my regular newsletter invitation. Let me just spend a sec to show you the pages I actually didn't end up using on my website, but I still think are really great, really helpful pages if I was selling one-to-one services. So this is a single service page, meaning you could list all your different sort of packages on one page. Really simple to put together, and then you just drive people to those inquiry pages, which could either be your contact page or to a scheduling page. There's this process section where you can kind of walk through high level how you work, get some FAQs out the way, and then even have portfolios if your work is visual or you've done case studies, and really illustrate the value of your work here. I think this would be so effective, and back in the day when I did do one-to-one services, I would have absolutely loved a page like this to really put it all together, and I love the idea of having the case study sort of working in, embedded into the service page. I think it's going to be really enticing for people to actually go and check them out. And then a final call to action. So another page I didn't end up using because I don't do inquiry calls is the scheduling page, a really simple place where you can just have people come in and schedule on your calendar. But rather than just having it direct straight to the page, I love the idea of having this separate page fully integrated into your website, fully on brand, and gives you this opportunity at the bottom to share some testimonials to really just hammer home why people should be booking with you and really working towards building that know, like, and trust before you've even hopped on the call. Another really helpful page for service providers, specifically if you have something that's a visual offer, this portfolio page is going to be great to really showcase the amazing work you do. And so there's all these blocks where you could essentially just have a case study for each client or each type of project you do, a testimonial at the bottom, and then a great call to action to work with you. Here's one of the example portfolio pages. The lovely thing here is that it gives you a real framework for what to include in these portfolio case studies and gives you kind of this framework for the copy you'd want to write for these pages, as well as space, obviously, for things like your mockups, your details about the project, and then a call to action again to work with you, so that really it's looping back over and over again to working with you, which is so smart. So a digital template shop is a great addition to businesses who are trying to scale, or if you're just looking to diversify your offers. And the Mangrove template actually comes with a Squarespace shop that you can add in for your templates and sell those digital products, but through Squarespace's e-commerce plan. So this is the shop page with the individual products that you can set up, with, again, some rave reviews at the bottom. Always good to add that social proof there. So this is the product page included in the template, already set up and ready for you to just copy paste, tweak to your offer, your business. And then I love that it's including at the bottom here this "you might also like" section, so you could encourage people to buy more than just one thing in your shop. So really simple, really easy if you're going to use the Squarespace e-commerce option to set up your shop. I have pulled inspiration from the template to build out my own shop. So I've basically copy-pasted this top section here for my own shop, but then I've built out my store as just a list section here, styled with a custom plugin, and then my sales pages are just individual pages that then have carts that are linked to Thrivecart for people to purchase. The contact page in the Mangrove template might be my favorite page in this entire template because I love this top section with the split header graphic. I just think it's so eye-catching, but I also think it's a really smart use of a contact page to not just be the form. Smartly here, there is obviously that top section, a little intro, the form of course, and then these FAQs that can help really avoid people asking the same questions over and over again. And then also a call to action to join your email list. I have not thought of this before, but I think it's genius to have both the option for people to email you if they have an inquiry, if they're looking for services, but still have that sneaky little offer for people who might just want to learn a bit more about you, join your email list, and get into your world. So I think this is such a smart idea. I love this. So as you can see, I have pretty much copy-pasted this template and applied my own branding, recreated this split section because I just love it. Added a picture of myself, obviously, here, and have my own message section here, FAQs. And then, again, my freebie is my newsletter, so I just have that as the section here at the bottom to invite people to join my email list while they're getting in touch with me too. One of the pages that I ended up not needing but was very glad to have the option of using is this coming soon page. This is a great just holding space while you're working on updating your website, building out the template to customize it for your brand. Pop this up so that people who are visiting your website, going to your domain, have something they see, they understand. You can even have them, sign up to get updates, but you don't have to have the whole website live while you're updating everything. So thankfully I didn't need to use that because I just swapped over my old website to my new website, but this is a great asset to have and it's included in the template, which I think is so helpful. This is the link in bio page. Obviously it looks a little different on desktop versus on mobile, but it's a really helpful place to direct people to from social media. So you have a place just to store everything and give them all those sort of most commonly linked to things all at once. I have used this template to basically copy paste. The main difference for me was to add in just sort of static posts about my popular podcast episodes rather than the blog post because I don't have that set up. And then again, I have the same sort of main links and then I have a call to action to take my quiz and check out my shop. So nice and easy. This page I'd never set up for my website before, so this was a bit stretchy for me to do, but I was really happy to have the template because I would not have known what to put on it otherwise. I'm just going to quickly show you on the sort of smaller mobile friendly view how this looks to when most people would be visiting from a mobile page. I think it's really eye-catching but still gets you everything you need to see pretty quickly. So again, I'll show you mine so you can see what it looks like in action. And I think this is such a nice welcome mat for people who've just found you through social media. Such a good idea to include. Another page that you might not think to spend extra time and effort designing or even remember to put together going at it alone making a website is a 404 page. This is where people will land if they've typed in the wrong address. They've got the domain right, but they're trying to look for a page that doesn't exist. Maybe you've had like old blog posts that you've retired, and instead of setting up all the redirects that maybe you should, you forgot one or you didn't get around to it yet. They'll get sent to this page and it just sends them right back home, gets them back to where they need to go. So I love the design, very simple, very clever, and I've done pretty much the same thing on mine. I've just kept it kind of a bit more branded to my sort of Paris theme, but really, really nice, super easy to set up. So let's have a look at the course sales page. This is a really robust sales page, and I love that it gives kind of clear prompts on what kind of copy to write. It makes it so much easier to actually go in and write the words for your sales page. So there's this lovely kind of introduction section here with an opportunity to add a video, which is always a good idea for conversions. A nice call to action section where you could show off your students if you've got that already. This little like toggle section here where we can look into the different pieces, the different modules or lessons in your course. Some really nice kind of sections to highlight against some copy and testimonials about you. A sort of, this is for you, this is for not. More testimonials, call to action to join with the payment plan option. Beautiful money back guarantee page, which I love. FAQs, and then a final call to action. So when I built out the sales page for my offer, it's a smaller offer. It didn't need all of those pieces. What I love of having this template is that I have this available when I'm ready for a bigger sales page, but I was able to also edit down and remove different sections for a smaller sales page as I needed. So it made it really flexible to fit with the offers I have available. So let me show you my low ticket sales page that I still wanted to use this template to kind of show it off, give it a bit of an elevated experience versus just a regular product page. So using those same layouts, I have skipped a couple sections because it wasn't really needed for this type of product, but you'll notice a lot that feels very familiar. And I was so glad that the template suggested to record a video. I've actually had a lot of people watch this in my sales process, and I wouldn't have necessarily made the effort to add it in without the prompt to have it from the template. A great sort of section, a use case for this was also, this is a 5-day sprint, so I can just dig into the different days. Some more testimonials, a bit about me. And then I jumped straight to the, this is for you if this is not for you if that. And then a section for the different price points, and then FAQs. I don't have a guarantee, so I removed that section, but I will definitely include it in my courses where I do have a money back guarantee. I think that's such a great way to really reassure buyers that this is something they can trust purchasing. And then that final call to action at the bottom. So this has been really effective. I've already had a promo of this offer and had lots of compliments on the sales page, so I can attest that it definitely does work. So there's two options in the Mangrove Plus template to have opt-in pages, a short one and a long one. These are great for getting people onto your email list and having a dedicated page for each of your freebies. So this one we're looking at here is the short opt-in page. Really simple, literally just like, here's what it is. Do you want it? And a form with this lovely graphic at the bottom, sort of expressing what it is you're signing up for. I have got one here that I use for my collaborations calls. It's just a free networking call that I host, and I've used the same layout, picture, small sort of text, form to sign up, and then a little scrolling banner at the bottom with a pretty sort of image behind it saying what this is. And really effective, doesn't need to be any fussier than this for a really simple opt-in. So here is the longer opt-in page, again giving you a bit more space to show off your freebie. There is a button here that you can have pop up to have an opt-in form, so you don't have to have that on the page itself. and then a section to go into a bit more, including space for a mock-up, which can be nice to sort of really show people what they're signing up for. Space for testimonials if you've gathered them for your freebie, which could be really great, and another place for them to sign up. Again, really nice for these pages to give people multiple opportunities to sign up. So this is for a free private podcast that I have, again, using that same top section. I have swapped out the mock-up of the different pages for the guide that was the example on the Mangrove template and used a mock-up of a private podcast, of a podcast feed to include mine and kind of detail what's there, and then have that, again, bottom section here. I don't have testimonials for this yet, but I've saved that section so that when I do have the testimonials gathered for this freebie, I can go ahead and add those in afterwards. So again, I love this sense that you can save sections, take what you want, leave what you don't need to use, and really come back to these pages when your business is more established, when you've gathered testimonials, when you want to change things, tweak things. It's a really living experience having a website, and we want a website that can be flexible and adaptable with us and our businesses as things change, because they inevitably do. So this is the webinar page included in the Mangrove Template Plus option. I will definitely be building one of these out soon, but I have not got it ready yet. But I want to show you what it looks like, because this is a strategic place to invite people to attend your free masterclasses, workshops, whatever you want to call them. And really, I think gives you a sense of it being a bit of an occasion. It's more than a regular opt-in page. There's more sort of detail in what they're getting, but it's also not cluttered with a bunch of stuff that you don't need to know to attend a free webinar. This is the waitlist page included in the Mangrove template, and a really helpful page to have when you have something coming, if you open and close doors to an offer, or if you're just looking to drum up a bit of excitement before you do the work and build out a new offer. I really appreciated having this because I did end up opening a waitlist during my website launch. So this is the template I was able to just take and tweak and set that up really nicely. And it's been a really great way to drum up some excitement for this offer before I've even gone ahead and really figured out the details of it. So this has been a super helpful one for me to have, and a good reminder to set up a page like this while you're working on an offer too. So again, another helpful sort of behind the scenes page to have is a thank you page. This is after someone has filled in your contact form and sent you a message. You can send them here to just say thank you and redirect them to go to your homepage, or maybe visit your blog, check out some of your content, or visit sort of your social media pages here. So this can be from your contact page, from your scheduler page, from your freebie opt-in page. It's a really, really helpful page to have. So I set mine up, again, using the template, and I have people just directed to go home, visit the blog, or check out my social media handles. So again, one of those ones that you might not think of when you're building out a website, but a really, really helpful page to have, and a great one to improve that sort of customer experience throughout your entire website. The last page included in the Mangrove Plus template is the course. And this is actually more than just a page. This is a fully hosted course inside of Squarespace. So just like we have a Squarespace shop e-commerce option, they also have these courses that you can have fully inside of Squarespace. And it's really nice when you're first starting out, if it's your first course, or if you're just looking to keep everything all in one place, to have it all inside Squarespace. So here we can have people just jump straight into the course, module 1. You can see we've broken down the modules here, and you can have all the individual lessons here. And the nice thing is this is very much just like when you use a regular Squarespace page, so you can add in sections, design elements, just like a regular website page, and add in things like this need help section, which is really fun, even introduce people to you as the instructor, and point them to other pages in either your ecosystem, so like joining a community, or back to your main website with your support, or even your about page. I wanted to show you inside the lessons as well. And then here's the lesson template, which includes this really big, lovely video section, a highlight of sort of where you are in the course, and then some space for written notes, which is really helpful for accessibility, as well as places to include downloadable workbooks, transcripts, any other assets you include in your lesson. And then there's also included here in the template this additional resources section, which can be really helpful for linking out to any resources you've got in your business, like your blog, your podcast, or any affiliate links that might be relevant inside your course for a little bit of extra passive income. So I love that that's really easy to set up. You can just duplicate this for all the lessons. And then over on the side here, I just wanted to show you the sidebar of what it looks like to actually be a course student. And you'll see here, you can see all the lessons all nicely laid out here. And then you can see how much progress you've made by just ticking them off as you go, and have that completion rate ready. And you see the progress bar at the top, which is really nice. Makes you feel accomplished when you've finished all the lessons. So I hope you found it interesting seeing what it looks like to use a Squarespace template and what it might look like for you to use the Mangrove template for your own business to make it really feel like you. So if you'd like to launch your own beautiful, strategically designed Squarespace website, I'd encourage you to check out our shop, launchoutloud.co. The Mangrove template that I've been showing in this video is available for purchase right away, and you could get your own beautifully customized Mangrove-inspired website out there in a matter of days. We also have some other stunning Squarespace templates available in the shop at launchoutloud.co/shop. I encourage you to take a look and pick the one that feels most like you, that fits your brand, fits your business the closest. And then, as you've seen, it's super easy to customize and make them feel really like you. I hope this has inspired you and got you really excited about making your own website with our templates and helped you feel really encouraged that you can make it look like you, but you do not have to start from scratch. That is the beauty of templates like this.